about is you did not experience the financial hardship that I experienced.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So that hardship, I was very grateful
Yes.
because it really tested me, and back home, Melvin, we are trained to be warriors already.
Yes.
So all what I did, I just fought the war.
Yeah.
I fought the war of hardship, and I didn't want to waste time. So I never watched TV because I counted that if I have two jobs, then when I come home watch TV or something, I'm losing every minute of my day. I want to be productive, and the
Yes,
only time I
yes.
shut down and sleep is when my body can't make it anymore. And so then I feel like I was in a war, and I'm glad I think like that because I never know that 2 years later my husband had leukemia and passed in 3 months.
Oh, I'm really sorry for that.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
what time, what year is that?
That is March 2007 when he passed. So I was already an RN when he passed.
So you already RN
And
and
a registered nurse when he passed. And but then I was still working, but it was illegal to leave. I had 14 years old, 12 and 10 years old. Those
children.
those children cannot be left alone.
Yes.
They're not 16. So I worked still at the hospital and then for 2 more weeks. And I had to stop hospital so I can take my children to school. Because what happened was I had left them alone. And then it happened when my husband passed away. It was also a vacation time.
Okay.
But when
it was also a blessing.
It was a blessing, but the school year starts, and that's what happened. So I stopped, and then that is when I had a vision of embarking into business, and I just feel it in my guts that it's time, and that is when I started business.
Okay.
And then so I started my business, and then the following 2008 when I got started my revenue coming, because it takes a lot of
6 years.
6 years, and then my first plan was to liquidate all my debts.
Yes.
But as when I liquidated all my debts, paid off everything, is when I feel the freedom of that
Financial
I'm
freedom.
not in financial freedom, and I was scared that my kids I might have I might die.
Yeah.
So my goal was how to build wealth while
How
I'm
to
alive.
become rich.
I just want to secure like
Yeah.
secure
Yeah.
security, kid security. I had no family, and I just security. So I use everything what I have. My I was used to sleep 4 hours a day. My feet is used to work, to stand up, and since I came to America, I was working. I never stopped, so it was nothing to me. So then, that's all. So I had my one business, and there were a lot of challenges from the government that like telling us, the health industry, that there's no funds, there's no more this, there's no more that. Every time I hear bad news, I will double my business. My response would be not scared, but I have a backup and a backup. So my company, if something happens to this, I have a backup, and this I have a backup. So I ended up having 7 companies.
So congratulations for that.
That was a panic thing. But I reinvest.
Yeah. So you really become a very business minded.
Because I was panicking.
Uh,
And I enjoyed.
I think it was we cannot say it was a blessing that you passed away, but it was a blessing that it happened during vacation days, and also it also a blessing that you have this warrior attitude because you
Yeah.
always because you also have a trauma in the Philippines.
Yes.
We didn't have money,
Yeah.
and you were
My mom
you were
died.
alone
My mom died when I was 12.
yeah, you were alone in the USA. So what can you say? What can you do? You were forced to to build up wealth.
Yeah.
Because you had a trauma in the Philippines, and you have 3 children.
Yeah.
And also maybe you really didn't want that your children can experience what you had experienced in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Always begging money from outside force. Yeah. So I think it is really very interesting now to when we see now on see how our lives developed. Because if you say in 2007 you died, it was in 2007 when I became finance director. I had a global responsibility for our headquarters in Germany, and we had at least 13 affiliates worldwide, where I managed the accounting, reporting, and controlling departments. So, okay, I traveled to France, I traveled to Moscow, I traveled to UK, and I traveled several times in the USA. Okay, and you died in 2007. I was diagnosed with my cancer in 2008.
Oh.
Yes, and I am a cancer survivor. And that time, I realized that I did not really live the life I liked, because I was also just stressed because I was not like you. I don't know. I was just like Maria Teresa. I shouldered the pains, the responsibility of the world. So I always helped and helped and helped, and also I had this. I had also my job. So when I was diagnosed, I really wanted to slow down. To slow down. That was.
Which was a good thing you did.
Yes, and that was also the starting point of my crisis, and my crisis lasted 10 years. So I had crisis.
So
2008,
2018.
2018. I had this crisis. I was in love. He walked away from me. But that was the summit in 2018.
Wow.
While you were building up,
you were in crisis.
Yeah, we were enjoying. You were building up your business. You were enjoying your business. You can now help other people also in the Philippines, using your extra money, using the profits from your business.
Yes.
I was in crisis. But not really financially, but emotionally, but not so financially, because as you say,
you have a good income.
I have a good income, although in the little years my income was not really very good compared before. But this is another story.
There was like a decrease.
A decrease,
but comfortable.
But comfortable decrease. Okay.
But you meet the needs. So.
The needs.
Because we know our budget, the household budget.
Yes.
The rest.
Yeah, but as an expert, you always paid well.
Yeah.
Okay. But it is just while you were enjoying your profit, enjoying the fruits of your labor, I was in crisis. But during this time, I discovered also my passion to writing, and I promised really God to write a book.
Mhm.
And I promised God in 2018 November to write a book
Before COVID.
before COVID. And then now in 2019 I started writing the book, and until now the book is finished, and I still have to to read the corrections and comments of the editor,
Mhm.
and hopefully next year
Mhm.
I can find a publishing company to publish it in German, because I wrote it in German.
Mm.
And now I really like to slow down my finance career.
Yeah.
I will not give it up because I love this job,
Yes.
but I may not have businesses, so selling companies like you, but I have dreams.
Yes.
And this dream is really to become an author.
Yeah.
And I have this YouTube channel
Mhm.
to help others to spread self-love
Mhm.
and also financial literacy, especially,
Yeah.
so that I can help especially the overseas Filipino workers. And also in Europe, there are lots of people who just, especially in Germany, who worked in Germany, and they also, are sending money home, like
Okay.
the Greek people,
Yeah.
the Spanish, the Spaniards,
Yeah.
the same.
Mhm.
They don't call them overseas Filipino workers because they are within EU, but the same, they are supporting a family abroad, so they can also watch my videos, because
Yes.
this is the same message. I have universal message.
Yeah.
So my goal is really to to establish my YouTube channel,
Yes.
to be a speaker, but this is really very big. Very big. And of course to publish my book. And maybe it's not really too late, because I realized that I should have passive income, and to be a role model to Michael, I have to invest. So it's not too late. I have plans.
You
I have
have the
plans.
knowledge. Just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yes,
Just
and
do it.
I have plans, and I hope I can realize that beginning this year. So I will also have some blogs episodes when I will start investing in the Philippines.
Yeah.
No, yes. So it's just funny because you are a successful businesswoman, and who will think of that when we were still in Isabel or in Kapatagan, that our lives will turn like this.
We're like
Yeah.
immature.
Yes.
I think it's our destiny, and we may be mature, but we were observant what happened really,
Yeah.
and we had some warrior blood in us. We went through a crisis. We have principles.
Yes.
We have principles also, and we have already, in us that we know how to suffer.
And
We
to
know
survive.
how to survive. We can make it without electricity. We can walk to our destination.
Yeah.
We can do this. We know how to humble ourselves.
Yes.
We are for the people. We always have that principle. So I took that principle with me,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of nurses there, because when I was showering patients when I was a nurse's aide, they thought I was a registered nurse,
Yeah.
because there's no such Filipina lady in Texas who is not a nurse. Because the ladies there are registered nurse. That's why they came to US as a registered nurse.
Yeah.
So, and people kind of make fun of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just like, I listened to them, and they told me, why would she want to go to school when she cannot even speak English?
Yeah.
I heard that my, Hispanic told me that. But I just told myself that I need to do it for my children, and it challenges me. And now, those people that my boss before,
Mm-hmm.
they work for me.
Oh, really?
They work for me, and I know it's. I think I was. The secret is, you said I'm enjoying my business. You know, you might be imagining that I'm having this, that,
No,
buying
no.
things. You know, only secret really also to, you always think about the crisis. You always think about 10 years from now,
Mhm.
and you always have a backup of a backup. You know,
Yes.
so you have a funds for real emergency for this. You really have to discipline yourself. You cannot just like whatever your eyes see, you want to get it. You cannot make the multi-million company richer,
Yeah.
and you work so hard, and then you bring your income, you add to the profit. So that's what I learned in accounting.
Mhm.
So I don't buy. I have no time to go to the shopping because I always work. So I save money.
So it's just like and now I realize that this we call it I call it romantic consumerism. That because the marketing machineries are really brainwashing the minds of consumers, that you have to buy this
Yeah.
because it brings you happiness. You have to buy this because it makes you happy, and you can
Or you look
look good.
you look
good.
or you look back home. I see a lot of ladies wear have Louis Vuitton,
Yeah.
and it just like boom, it's all Louis Vuitton. And in my thinking, like really, like do you really need that expensive? How
Bags.
much million you have that you need a 5,000 or 2,000 bag just to hold it? You
Yes.
don't need it.
But Tata, you are just lucky that you are not a victim of romantic consumerism. I was a victim because I was lost. I was lost myself, and I just want to consume to to compensate the vacuum in me.
Yeah.
So I had this
That's true.
crisis.
Yeah.
I had this crisis. I will
I'm
really
glad
admit.
I'm glad that you
I
recognize
admit.
it,
Yeah.
advise it, because that is also I had that when I was back home. I was like the
Yes.
fashionista.
Yes.
Even I didn't have money.
You didn't have money, but you really wanted to
To
buy
look nice.
look nice and
And I show.
and I to show off.
But
And
I was like bare, all these things I didn't.
yes,
you
okay,
know.
but I was not at home. But when I had a crisis here, I want to compensate the vacuum in me because I was lost.
Yeah.
But I also realized when I started decluttering my life, it's not decluttering in me, in the inner me, that I realized that simplicity is really
You can't go wrong with it.
yes, that it's humbled you. And also because I was also very concerned about our Mother Earth. That's why I rethink my life.
Yes.
That the less is more. That I really don't need lots of clothes, because I had lots of clothes. I had hundreds of shoes, I will admit it. But when I decluttered my life, I don't need lots of them. But you see my wardrobe, there are still lots of clothes, so I won't buy. I will not buy.
No more buying.
In the next 5 years.
Yes.
And I could survive it, okay?
Why not?
I can survive. So it is also my lesson.
Yes.
To live simply.
Yeah.
To lead a simple life.
Yes.
And concentrate in spirituality.
Yeah.
Connect to God.
Yes.
And always take care of our body and mind.
Yeah.
And we don't need lots of things.
Yeah.
We don't need, people to become happy. We just want our inner peace, and this is what my learning. So I am really preaching in my book to live simple, because I experienced it. Later in my life, that I just wanted to buy to
Yeah.
buy and buy.
Well,
now
that
I-
was therapeutic to you. You probably did not realize it, Melvin,
Yeah.
that you could be admitted to a psychiatric ward
Yeah.
when you are in a severe depression.
Yeah.
You don't know. So that was a therapeutic to you. So that's fine. It's okay
Yes.
because a lot of successful people came from failures.
Yes.
I failed a lot, Melvin. I failed. And I made so much mistakes. And
I
I know I
also-
will be making a lot of mistakes.
I also I made lots of mistakes in my life, and now I really embrace God in my life to guide me, and then I embrace financial literacy because I made, unfortunately, biggest mistakes in my life because I did not know embrace financial literacy,
Yeah.
because all of your decisions really affects if you don't know about financial literacy. But I'm just happy that God is always with me.
Yeah.
That I am a single mom,
Mhm.
but we still survive. It's just
Yes.
like because of God, and because also that I changed a lot. I
Yes.
changed really. I decluttered my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that is really good, that based on, it's good to speak, to write, your life, because that is the best writer.
Yeah.
You are the best speaker because you've been there. It's
Yes.
not theory only.
It's not really theory.
Yeah.
My editor told me why I put lots of things here,
Mhm.
but I just like to share my knowledge to people that self-love is not only mindful living.
Mhm.
It is really also mainly spirituality, your belief in God, your connection to God, but also about your self-development. Like you and I, we really study hard
Yeah.
to get where we are now.
Yeah.
And also, it's not only professional, but you also have to develop
Mhm.
in private life,
Yeah.
And then the important thing is really financial literacy.
Yes.
And now I always think about our environment. How can we protect this one? So it's just like, it expands.
Yeah.
Self-love is just like, during the process of writing, it is just like developed to four pillars.
Yes.
So that's why I'm really, this is my mission in life.
Yeah.
I just want to spread this to the whole world. Well, you have 7 companies. I am now starting a new journey in my life, about writing, about book, about my YouTube channel.
And you know what? Listening to you, my goal to be financially successful, so I can help others
Yeah.
financially, and also I can empower other people also. Especially, I have a lot of women that are employed in my company.
Mm.
But listening to you, Melvin, I realize right now that you touch 200 times, 100 times more people that I can help. You can help them through your writings,
Yeah.
and to you being a speaker. Once you change the mindset of people, it's contagious. Once you send, what about if there's a mother who was struggling and listen to you and
Yeah.
change her mindset? Can you imagine from her, which changed herself, what the positive impact her husband and to the children?
Yes.
So you can you can really, you are an instrument to help so many people. So I might only be like 1% of people that I help versus to what you can help. So you are called in a different way.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it is just a plant that I will have a crisis at 10 years,
Yeah.
the span of 10 years, so that I can write a book, so that I will have a plan or execute what I've learned through using different platforms and
Yes.
social media.
Yes.
So I think it's not too late to begin investing.
Yes, you can
It's-
do investment also.
I can do investment because it is really very important to every one of us to invest.
Yeah.
And I just love my work as a financial, manager.
Mhm.
But I just now touching the a new area which I really don't have any experience, like author to become an author. But God is with us.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Because
Yes.
nobody teaches me what is business in
Yeah.
Texas. It just like I feel it like it's Holy Spirit telling me, and then I just did it.
There's always
Yeah, I just did it.
God's timing, a momentum in our life, which
Yeah.
we feel is like if we don't do it, we will die.
Yeah.
This is also what I felt in November 2018 when I promised to God, yes, I will write this book. And it was really, I feel it that when I don't write this book,
If you, yeah.
I will really die.
Mhm.
I will really die. Unlike you, because people were, making joke of you because you
Yeah.
could because of the language barrier English.
Mhm.
The same with me. I was always in the senior management level in the company. I was always the only woman manager in this senior management level.